Shipmates, I came to you in the fall to discuss an issue of hateful conduct that had occurred and was being reported on in our national news. It involved one of our crew members. At the time, you heard me speak about how abhorrent such comments are, how they run counter to our ethics and to our values, and I stand by all of those comments. A lot has transpired since that time in the fall together, and it's time now for us to be able to move forward. I believe in rehabilitation over retribution, and it's the time now for that member to come back and work with us again. I had placed the member on restricted duties for this period as a means of finding our way and navigating through these turbulent waters, as a means as well to support this member in understanding what our ethics and values are, how they are core to who we are, both as individuals and as members of a ship's company within the Canadian Armed Forces. So I understand that this entire situation has created some incredibly strong emotions within our crew. There's some of you that have felt very victimized by this. I hear you. Though it's still important for us now to find a way ahead together. We cannot counter hate with more hate. We need to build forward together. We need to rehabilitate together. We're going to support this member together. Because the way to counter hatred is not with hate, but rather is with firmness, it is with fairness and strict adherence to our ethics and values. I believe all of these things incredibly strongly. The command team has been well engaged with this situation throughout, and likewise, we have been engaging with senior leadership right across the Canadian Armed Forces so that we can have the resources, the advice, the guidance and direction that we needed to be able to navigate this, to be able to respond to this situation with firmness and fairness to both our institution as well as the individual sailor. So do expect to hear more from me and the command team, not only in this situation, but on how we navigate these waters together. We are in very challenging times as a society, and that does come into our ship as well. I understand that, and I understand that we need to lead through this together, and that leadership needs to come from all levels. This is where I really do look to you. You saw my message last week in terms of looking for suggestions, looking for some recommendations on how we build up our crew, how we build up our crew to maintain our fighting efficiency, how we build up our crew to maintain our morale, and how we build up our crew to support each other as individuals as well as our broader family in terms of our mental wellness and how we best serve Canadians. I thank each and every one of you for continuing to do this. I know that when you put on that uniform, it means something to you. It means something to me. And it continues to for all of us here at Tecumseh. So as we build forward together, do expect to hear more from me and the command team, but also look to your divisional leadership as well. Divisional supervisors, I expect you to have these conversations with your team. If there are situations where people are feeling victimized, where people are feeling like they are not valued, that they are not cared for within our crew, the command team needs to hear these things. It needs to hear with recommendations about how we can build forward together. Because that's exactly how we're going to do it, shipmates. We're going to do this together. It's not going to be top down. It's going to be throughout our entire crew. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you do for our ship and for Canadians.